Uncle will call you at Johnny's at 1:15. Love, Eden. Eden? That's not your handwriting, baby. That's not your handwriting.
Where's Cruz? You said he would be here.
Now you have me instead.
What have you done with him?
You never concentrate on the here and now, Eden. You have a very disorderly mind. You always did. You're one of the lower creatures, after all.
But even the lowest is worthy of worship, they say.
What's happened to you?
I've been away, that's all.
You're supposed to be in prison.
Oh, Eden. Eden. How I mourned you when the papers said I'd be widowed.
I think that's what made the parole board take pity on me. Of course, I was a model prisoner. I knew you'd expect no less from me. I imagine your father was too consumed with grief for you, or more than likely the stock market, to have noticed when my parole hearing was called. I kept expecting him to come flying through the door. Right, Cece? But that was my old life. Things like that happen. This is my new life. And things just flow.
Well, if you hurt me, or if you hurt Cruz, you're not gonna have a life at all. And you're not gonna get any parole this time.
I won't be going back.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't be too sure.
Oh, Eve. No. Especially you should know. You can never be too rich or too sure. I'm sure.
What made you come back?
You never came to visit me. Marriage isn't very sacred to you, is it?
Ours was never sacred. Can't believe you'd actually want me to visit you.
Well, I don't know. It was one of those enlightened places. I had classes during the day, I had work passes, conjugal visits on the weekend. That's the part that I missed. You never thought much about me as a lover. I know. But I discovered things about myself in prison. I can see you just misunderstand me. It's that literal mind of yours, Eden. You think I'm evil incarnate, but you're the one who's only at home in the gutter. Now, I'm not judging you for it. I think it's attractive. Like everything else about you. But why did I come back? Don't you know?
All right, who is this?
Not Eden.
Who is this? Where is he?
Don't move. Just open your eyes.
What did you do to Cruz? No! What do you want? Money?
Calm yourself. This is only my daily worship.
What do you worship now? Albuquerque?
Not money. I understand why you couldn't love me before, Eden. That's all been forgiven. I was possessed by material things. I had no greater ambition than to be one of those dazed investment brokers you see littering the curbsides of Wall Street these days. But you shocked me out of myself. You were my first contact with a higher life. I'll always honor your memory for that.
You knew Elena Nicholas, didn't you? Didn't you?
I did for her what you did for me.
Behind us from the beginning, weren't you?
Not quite. Elena was scattered and undisciplined. I persuaded her to take my guidance.
Yeah? How?
Well, a fragile mind is very easy to control, Eden. Think about it. Look how easily you controlled mine. My every action, my every thought. I had no idea there was freedom out there until I was in prison. And the master showed me.
Master?
My cellmate. My teacher. My guide.
God, what did they do to you?
You pity me? Do you still find me ridiculous?
Kirk is just your mind. You were... I would have hated to have think someone took advantage of you.
What advantage did I have to offer? I was no use to myself or anyone else. But then the master took me under his wing. He taught me dedication, fidelity, honor. He taught me the word and sign of mystery.
No!
The mystery is here. Mystery is desire of a goal that cannot be reached.
No!
Possessed. The mystery is you.
Cruz?
To repeat myself. But the Eden you saw with Elena that night was a decoy. This one is real. Kirk, in the flesh, still. But there's a higher state of being. And I've made it my mission to help you find it. Together.
I try not to repeat myself. But the Eden you saw with Elena that night was a decoy. This one is real. Oh my God.
Kirk, in the flesh, still. But there's a higher state of being. And I've made it my mission to help you find it. Together.
What do you want?
Shut up, Cruz. You never did know when to keep your mouth shut. I'll bet you never expected to see Eden's ex popping up so soon, huh? Now, you figured you put me away for a good long time.
No. Garbage has a way of coming back.
Brave man you are. He has a sword in his back, Eden, and he still makes such scathing comments. Well, I'm impressed. You know what impresses me even more, Cruz, is your detective work. You followed every one of my setups perfectly. Too bad you were too stupid to realize that you were being set up, huh? That what I was about to...
Let's see how still you can stand, Mr. Castillo! Because if you move one muscle,
You and your darling girlfriend here, my dear ex-wife, are dead. Too tight. Well, the charming couple together again. You know, I believe she's a shade taller than you are, Cruz. Is that right, Eden? I'm sorry. Let me take this off so you can talk.
I hate you!
Well, you can scream if you like. Hey, both of you. No one will hear you. Oh, there's that familiar look of love that I always got from my dear wife.
I never loved you. Never!
Now, that's not the cleverest confession to make right now, Eden, considering the circumstances. Oh, well, it doesn't really matter. But I have been waiting for this moment, living for it since the first day I went into that stinking prison. And now here we are, finally having our reunion. I mean, here we are, the three of us, you guys, together again. Yay. Only this time, the two of you are at my mercy. You see, you didn't beat me before. I was never beaten. I was just delayed a little while.
Wait a minute, Kirk. You were the one behind Elena? Is that what this is about? I mean, all those insane things she was doing what you wanted?
Let's be fair here, Cruz. She wanted all the same things that I did. So it was a match made in heaven. Or somewhere. See, when I came back to Santa Barbara, I started watching you with that fascinating woman. And then when I realized what she was doing, well, what a stroke of luck it was to find someone that hated the Capwells as much as I did. I mean, how could I not exploit that? And she was pretty, too. Elena was pretty. You thought she was pretty, didn't you, Eden? Didn't you?
Yes.
Yes. I might have been attracted to her. Some other place or time. But the timing was all wrong.
pity. She loved you, though. And you knew it. Huh?
Yeah, well, I don't know what you're getting at. I told her from the beginning.
Shut up, Cruz. You know, the last thing I want to hear about is more of your undying love for Eden. I heard about that before. Elena told me all about that. So enough is enough. No, I'd never love another woman as much as I love you, Eden. But you were always so hung up on the Mexican here. I mean, Sweetheart, don't cry. I mean, I was so much more right for you. If you'd only had the good sense to fall in love with me, the perfect preppy and his bride, maybe none of this would have been happening.
No!
Eden,
No!
I'm dreaming about you. Touching your skin.
Kirk!
No!
Kirk, leave me! Kirk! I don't give a damn what you do to me, but you leave Eden alone! You are such a bore. I mean, we've all heard that song before. If you really don't care what's going to happen to you...
No.
Well, then maybe you might be interested to hear that I'm going to give Eden a chance to save herself. Because once you're out of the way, friend, she and I can be together again. But this time, for an eternity. I mean, it's so appropriate. I do. That's all you need to say. And you can live.
What about Cruz?
Not my type. No, prison sure taught me that. No. He has to die. There's no other way for our marriage to work. It's your choice.
It's no choice. I'd rather die than live without him.
You ever thought what a stupid attitude that is? There are over 1 billion people in this world. There's always someone else out there.
Not for me.
Uh-huh. Well, you heard the lady. That must make you feel like a big man, huh? I know it's exactly what you wanted to hear, Cruz. Because Eden has always been your weakness. I remember how insane you were when Eden and I were married. It drove you nuts for you to just think about us living together. The fact that I was making love to her. That drove you right over the edge, didn't it, Cruz? Hey, maybe we should compare notes, hmm? Oh, no. Of course, that wouldn't be kind. Not with the lady present. Well, too bad we didn't do it a little while ago. Over a couple of beers and buzzes. Yeah. There is something, though, that I can tell both of you. That was the happiest time of my whole life. I was married to an heiress. Well, the Capwell family, they accepted me. I had all that money that I controlled at Capwell Enterprises. And don't forget the Cranston Winery. I had the winery. And I had a nice office with a great view. I liked that view a lot more than the one from my prison cell.
I guess I didn't realize how sick you were. Think that was the happiest time of your life? It was a fantasy, Kirk.
No.
Yes! You needed help then and you need it now.
Shut up.
This is no solution to anything.
Shut up!
You are sick if you think you're gonna get away with this. You hear me?
Oh, yeah, that's right, Cruz. Take it easy. Don't get the man angry. It's way too late for that. I am way past angry. I'm obsessed. That's what the prison psychiatrist told me. I'm obsessed.
God, why did they lay you out?
Because I was a good boy, Eden. And I was clever enough to fool them. I came up with 2 programs to save the prison. A lot of money. Well, I mean, the warden, he was so impressed. I mean, something that didn't seem to matter. The fact that I was slightly obsessed. I should think the two of you would be very flattered by all that. The fact that Kirk Cranston is obsessed with you two. I mean, I realize it doesn't measure up with how obsessed you are about yourselves.
Well, obviously, you didn't learn anything from your psychiatrist, Kirk.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I learned very well. I learned to avoid things from them, Eden. But the only true lessons in my life I have learned from the Master.
Yeah? Who is the Master?
Master. He taught me the honorable way to live and die.
Well, I think you need a few more lessons, Kirk.
No. I learned very well. In fact, I taught Elena how to live and die honorably by one's own hand. And now, I have 2 new pupils. And I am going to teach the 2 of you what the Master has taught me.
No.
Not about the living.
No, please, no.
But about the dying.
No!
You're going to learn about dying. But that is not the ultimate. No, the ultimate, the most honorable act of dying is the act of suicide.
There's nothing honorable about suicide.
Oh, yes, Eve. The Master teaches that the supreme test of one's courage is the trust and faith in a higher order and being.
So that's what Elena was setting up those last few weeks. She was planning to kill herself.
Very good, Cruz. Elena understood the Master's teaching. She was a woman of obsession. She was able to learn well. And she carried out her plan right to the end.
What plan was that? I mean, if you're gonna kill us, you can at least help us understand why.
You don't already know.
I think maybe I do.
Elena's plan was perfection.
I want to hear it, Kirk. I need to understand this.
You need to learn. Since she'd suffered a few setbacks, so to speak. Well, Eden came back from the dead. That changed everything. You see, what Elena longed for was a perfect plan for revenge.
So she decided, with your help, of course, to plot the ultimate crime.
Oh, yes? Well, go on, Castillo. Let's just see how good a detective you really are.
Well, it's common knowledge, Kirk, that she came to Santa Barbara intending to kill the Capwells. I think when Eden came back, she realized she was not going to succeed. And by that time, she realized she hated me, too. She knew how much Eden and I loved each other. Figured the worst possible thing she could do to us would be to leave us living with no chance of ever being together.
Well, your boyfriend's on a roll, Eden.
And she finally decided, this is so insane, she finally decided the best way to get what she wanted was to kill herself and blame it on me. That's why she called me to the Laser Palace that night.
Yes. A beautifully structured, carefully thought out plan, and it worked.
Except that another man has confessed to killing Elena.
Oh, I know all about Dr. Alex Nicholas. It was Elena that hadn't counted on him showing up that night. Well, he walked into the middle of everything and threatened the whole plan. You see, Nicholas thought Elena was going to kill Cruz. Well, there was a struggle. And then a gun went off. Nicholas assumed he killed his own daughter. He has no idea that she pulled the trigger herself.
How do you know that?
I saw the whole thing, Eden. I watched every move on the monitors at the Laser Palace.
I'll be damned. You were the one I heard in the maze.
Yes, every step of the way, Castillo. Well, of course I had to be there.
I had to make sure that all the evidence pointed back to one suspect. And of course, I knew that Keith Timmons hated you. So he did a good deal of our work for us without even knowing it.
How could you have been in Santa Barbara all this time and no one had recognized you?
Elena and I, we spent a good deal of time studying the master's lessons at a bungalow that I rented down near the beach. That's where she was disappearing. Yes. You were never able to follow her there, were you, Sophia? She was very clever. Well, I was clever too. I mean, I'm surprised that the two of you didn't even do a second take when you saw me. At the courthouse.
No. No, you weren't there.
Yes, I was at Cruz's trial from beginning to end, gavel to gavel. I thought Mason's opening statement was eloquent, and then it just went all downhill from there. Well, Kirk, you know, you're not only clever, you're brave, aren't you? I mean, you're so brave that you helped Elena kill herself. She reached a high spiritual level. If you find it so attractive, why haven't you joined her there? I will. Oh, I doubt that. I know you, pal. You're using this religious mumbo-jumbo to hide behind. I mean, you may kill us, but you're not about to kill yourself. You know, as much as I disliked Elena, I admired her courage. The woman was afraid of nothing. Whereas you, my little friend, are afraid of his own shadow. You wouldn't risk stubbing your toe, much less suicide. And I think that master of yours, if he has any sense at all, knows you for what you are, Kirk. A completely gutless coward. No, I am not a coward! Yes, you are! Yes! And the power is the spirit! And I will be one with the spirit. I will be one! I mustn't do that. No, I have a much better plan for the two of you. You're going to have the ultimate satisfaction. You're going to take your own lives.
Before he comes back.
You having any luck getting your wrists undone?
No, the ropes are too tight. It's cutting off my circulation.
Okay, we'll think of something else.
No!
Baby? What, baby?
Just red. Oh. Would you touch me? Would you touch me one last time?
Baby, don't talk like that. Don't give up now, Eden. There's always a way around a coward, and he's nothing but a coward.
He must have killed Dr. Shaw.
He would have killed us by now if he had the guts. He's just using this crackpot religious stuff to work up his courage. I will find an opening, baby. I swear to you, and when I do, I'll take it, and we'll be out of this. This is my own plan. Elena had nothing to do with it. No, I thought this one up all on my own. I think it's much better than hers, too. It's got a lot more kick to it.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
I'm preparing you for the most honorable act of all.
No!
For the most honorable act of all. Well, think of it! Think of the beauty of one perfect flame! Oh, think of it! Oh! No! Wait a minute, I'm not going to do anything. The two of you are going to do it. You are going to fulfill Elena's dream and my dream all at the same time. Yes. You see, one of you is going to kill yourself. And then in the process, well, that person is going to kill the other one. It's perfect. It's brilliant.
Kirk!
Don't do it again!
No!
Isn't the flame soothing? Isn't it?
Mr. Religion. What a disgrace. What a laughing stock. You murdered Dr. Schatz in cold, but what the hell did the man ever do to you, Kirk?
He was in the way. He knew too much about Elena. She confessed to everything on the third tape. Of course, she was speaking Japanese, so he couldn't understand a word of it, but I couldn't chance him taking it to a sushi bar and having it translated.
You didn't have to murder him.
No, but it was a good way of luring you two into my trap, wasn't it? And both of you were always so good, at fooling me. I always believed your lies, Eden. Like when you told me that you loved me. I believed that. And when you made me feel like we had a real marriage, I believed that. And when you were carrying my baby, our baby.
Kirk, you shouldn't have to suffer so much just because you fell in love with me. I'm sorry I couldn't return your affections. But like you said, there's always someone else, right? Well, there's someone else for you. You shouldn't let this obsession get to you this way.
No, I know exactly what this obsession is getting out of me. It's leading me to my death, and I want that more than anything. Believe me, the moment you two are dead, I will fulfill my destiny.
You won't have the guts to do it.
I will do it, Cruz. And it will be one magnificent moment.
Magnificent, my butt. More like killing a bug. Your life has been nothing, pal. You are nothing.
Like Elena said, Cruz, sticks and stones. Well, I sure hope the two of you have a good sense of balance. Although it doesn't matter, because eventually one of you is going to doze off. It may take a while, but when it happens, this board is going to fall. The candle will ignite the gasoline, and then we will see the beauty of your love in one perfect flame. And then you will have killed yourselves, just as destiny dictates.
Cruz.
Baby, just a little bit longer. I'm almost there.
Well, good morning. You're still awake. That's very good. I thought I might wake up and find you two burnt to a crisp.
You're a sick, sadistic man, Kirk.
Well, I'm just a product of you, Eden. But there wouldn't be any evil in this world if it weren't for squeaky, clean people like the two of you. Everything has to balance out. I mean, it's the old yin and yang and all that jazz. Good is nothing more than a reaction to evil and vice versa. I mean, if you think about it, now where would Cruz be if it weren't for people like me, making others' lives miserable? Life would just be long, perfectly boring.
I'd love to take a shot at it.
Yeah, you'd love to take a shot at me.
You got that right, pal.
People like you need challenges. Challenges are good. Good challenges evil. And today, evil is going to win the challenge. You see, all you need to do is sleep. And this whole thing is over.
Darling.
All you need to do is sleep.
Baby, don't listen to him. Don't listen to him, Eden.
Oh, this is great. I mean, you two should have come up with this act a lot earlier. You could be opening with Sinatra in Vegas.
Eden.
Oh. You're not even tired yet, huh? Oh, well, I have a much better idea. And I think we should do it before the two of you go up in smoke. I'm gonna show you the evidence. That should be fun, won't it? You know, I've had this all along, Cruz. Sure could have made your trial a lot easier. Let's see. Oh! Do you want to hear Elena speak Japanese?
私があの方の頭を上に当たりまして投げりました。
That's where she was confessing to conking you on the head, Eden, and then tossing you over the mountainside. Oh, well, now this one more interesting. Yes, it's in English.
You go near Eden again, or anybody else in her family, and I swear to God I will. I'll kill you.
But we decided against using that. Too obvious. Well, what else do we have here? Oh, a couple of love letters. Yeah, these were beautiful. Cufflinks. Oh, now, what do you think you're doing? Huh? You are going to ruin everything. Die, Castillo.
Cruz, watch out!
Die, Castillo!
No!
Castillo!
Kill me. You no, he's the only one that can save you. Don't do it. No.
Kill me. I want to Now hold on, stop! Don't come any closer to me! I'm one with the master.
It's the ultimate, right? Just like a limit.
Don't think about the pain, or the blood, or the fact that it may take a while till you actually die, Kurt. Go in. Go in, do it!
Well, looks like the master's gonna have to wait for a while, huh?
Who the hell is this guy, anyway?
Oh, that's Eden's psycho ex-husband. I'd know that yuppie face anywhere.
He planned the whole thing. He was behind it all.
There are 2 tapes on the table that prove he worked with Elena.
He admits to killing Elena?
Elena killed herself.
They planned it together. They both wanted me in jail for the rest of my life.
Wait a minute. Nicholas admitted to killing Elena.
He didn't do it, Keith. He only thinks he killed her.
Well, maybe Kirk only thinks he conspired with Elena.
Tell him, Kirk. Please.
Everything you need is here. All the proof is on the tapes. Cruz Castillo killed no one.
much. You're all right.
Cruz saved us, Daddy. I gave up, but he didn't. He kept fighting for us.
He was right about everything. It turns out Elena was working with somebody the whole time.
I can't believe it. Kirk being the other man at the Laser Palace, I can't believe it.
He was a missing link all along. And talking about missing things, the guy was a little screwy. You should have seen him at this church.
I'm not even trying to explain to you what you didn't see.
Well, now Timmons are going to have to drop charges against Cruz anyway.
Well, I wish that were the case, but you know, Keith.
Dr. Hunt, report to 3
Cruz,
Mr. C.
I cannot thank you enough.
Well, let me thank you, Mr. C. Thank you for raising up this little girl.
What did the doctor say?
He said I'm fine. I just need to take it easy for a little while. I'll be okay. Pamela, have you gone in to see Dr. Nicholas yet?
No, I was just about to go in now.
Would you mind if I told him?
No, I think under the circumstances it would be highly appropriate.
Cruz, I expect that you're here for an apology.
No, actually, Doctor, I'm not.
No, I owe you this. That night at the Laser Palace, I panicked. And then I kept quiet and I let you suffer. Cruz, you could have been killed. It's just that I couldn't admit that I'd taken my own daughter's life.
You didn't. She killed herself that night. She'd intended to do that all along because she wanted to frame me for it. That's why she asked Cece to be there.
No, I struggled with the gun. She was going to kill you. I tried to take the gun away.
You didn't pull the trigger, did you?
But if I hadn't struggled with it...
Alex, she wanted to die. Not truly. You have suffered enough. We all have.
I'm so sorry Elena put you through this. Thank you. Thank you for everything you've done.
I'm sorry, T. Get some rest. Thanks.
It's over. It's all finally over.
Ready to go?
Are there any more forms to fill out?
Not for you two, Ken. I'll take care of everything.
Yeah, you guys just go get some rest. I'll fill out whatever.
Thank you very much, man. We appreciate it.
Hold it right there, Castillo.
Come on. It's not fair to take him off to jail. You can prove your case with what's on the tapes,
Did I
kid.
say anything about jail? The word jail escaped my lips.
So what the hell, man? You come here to apologize? Is that it?
I never apologized for serving the public.
The only thing you ever served was your own best interest.
I got some good news for your daughter and for her boyfriend. I went over to Judge Larson's house this morning. You think she's frightening behind the bench. You should see her in the morning without any makeup.
Would you get to the point, Keith?
I'm getting there. I convinced her that Castillo was innocent. All the charges, all the sentences have been dismissed. You're a free man.
Did you hear that?
I can't believe we're back here.
Yeah, well, I figured one last visit wouldn't hurt.
For old time's sake.
Yeah, you might say that.
You know, you're being very, very, very...
Very. I'm being very... what?
attentive.
Well, let's just say I'm making up for old time's sake, you know? And apart all those weeks in that long haul, never knowing when they'd come and take me back to jail again, baby. And I would sooner die than live my life away from you.
Well, we're together now. I just wish, I wish we could get away from all this.
Well, heck, I've been running away from this for weeks. Yes, I do. I've been having exactly the same thought.
You want to get away?
Mm-hmm.
Well, where do you want to go?
Every place.
A world tour?
A scouting tour.
I don't think I'm familiar with that.
Well, see, that's when you make like a scout, and you scour the world for the most romantic place. You go to all the islands you read about and the beaches you saw on a postcard, and you go to the highest mountains and the luscious valleys, and you check out the log cabins and the country inns and the chateaus and your ancient ruins. And you take weeks or heck or months or even maybe you could take your whole life.
Well, I said that sounds pretty spectacular, but you know, I have a question.
Why?
Exactly why? I mean, our little beach house is all I'll ever need.
Yeah, well, I like our little beach house a lot, but I think we need to find the most romantic spot on Earth to get married.
I thought you'd forgotten.
It's only been keeping me alive.
When do we leave?
Tonight, tomorrow, you name it.
Where?
Hawaii.
Oh, perfect.
No, this is what's perfect. To be a free man in your arms again, baby. I tell you what, I'm so in love, I feel I could do anything.
Just keep getting better, darling.
Who'd ever have believed it?
Anyone who believes in love.